All right, the Wednesday show begins now. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the angrier it makes me. Why can we have peace in our time? Peace for our children. Understand? I'm gonna do my part. So listen up.
Don't you know it's time to be fair? Won't you lend a hand? Won't you show the world your outrage? Won't you take a stand?
I call them a racist cause they just can't face this. Everyone seems so blind. I call them a racist cause they just can't face this. Every child's been left behind. All the rights are treaded on. All the rights can soon be gone. Civil rights just don't belong. Treated like some political pawns. Don't pretend that it is.
What is up, America? Welcome to America's finest program. The Purge is among us. And don't get it twisted, folks. Other poor people are never your enemy. So purge responsibly. Hey, everybody, how you doing? Just got my new Purge mask. Are you ready for the collapse of the American empire? Welcome to the Dusty Show, where we can recap the reality show that is America. The dumbest fucking reality show ever. But if you haven't already got your Purge mask, I suggest you do so immediately. Could come in very handy before you know it. This is the one that I liked. I searched high and low. High and load? 40 and slip. High and low for the perfect mask for me. And this was it. So this is a Bhad mask. These type of masks were made popular back in the 1800s in the Venetian carnivals. The rich people used to wear them so they can go and gamble and commit debaucheries without being identified. These type of masks are featured heavily in my new show that I'm creating called The Simulation Theory by Dusty Smith. Been working on that all weekend. Worked on it yesterday. Coming on real well. Been using Chat GPT to help me flesh it out. So super cool. I suggest we all get the same Purge mask. That's what I suggest. That way it's harder to identify us. We all blend in together. This one's what I really like. So Bhad mask, they have an extended snout right here in the front, so you can drink and smoke and eat without having to take your mask off. That's why they were so popular in the Venetian carnival times. So hell yeah! Prepare to purge, my children, and we gotta do it, folks. Fuck yeah! Have a pretty good show for you guys tonight. Kicked it off with the original theme song, Talking Points. What better song to use when we're talking about the Purge, the original Purge theme? Let's turn that fucking shit off. And all right, cool. As always, folks, super chats are open. The lifeblood of the show is the super chats. I don't dodge, no questions, because it's my fucking job. Over here, boom, nope, over here, boom, by the chatty chat, there is a $sign. Click on it, and then you donate whatever you want to. Apparently, I did not do a good enough job of shilling for my patron on the last show, because I only made like $100, and I worked on the show for 20 hours, so that's $5 an hour, which don't get me wrong, like back when I was a kid, back when I was 18, man, they paid me $4.25 an hour. I was driving a forklift for this hardware store called Home Quarters in Memphis, and worked my ass off. I was on the night shift, stocking the shelves all fucking night, $4.25, and then another hardware store offered me $4.50. And so I went to the bosses at Home Quarters. I don't want to leave. I said, hey, I'll stay if you'll just give me another quarter an hour. That's all I want. And they wouldn't do it, folks. I wasn't even worth $4.50 an hour to them. They would have paid me less if they could have legally got away with it. So I left. And then they were like, I went back and I checked, talked to some people that worked there. And they were like, after you left, they were like, why is all this stock piling up? Where the fuck is all this shit coming from? And they were like, Dusty was doing all that. So they literally had to hire 2 people to fill my position. They ended up paying double what they were paying me because they refused to pay me another 25 cents an hour. So would have killed for $5 an hour when I was a kid, but I just looked it up on Google recently if $5 an hour is good for nowadays, and it turns out it's not. It's not good. So super chat me so I feel like less of a loser. That is the moral of that story. Thank you in advance. Going to read them all at the end of the show and halftime. Also halftime. So help out the show. Immortalize yourself forever and ever on the super chats. And we only have one cat in here tonight. It is the ever so elusive Panda Bear. So you guys about to see Panda tonight. Hell yeah. 310 as a cook at KFC. How long ago was that? Long time ago. They done fucked up. They did. It went out of business shortly thereafter. So, ha ha! Suck a dick, home quarters. Nobody even remembers you. And all right, let's go ahead and kick the purge off tonight. Once again, folks, purge responsibly. Only, like, I'm not encouraging anybody to purge. I'm just saying if it happens organically out of the blue, purge responsibly. It's, the people that are keeping it to where you can't even afford to have children. People who have sucked every goddamn last dime out of the system where we can't even afford to survive. Those should be your targets, not the poor. We're all in this together. It's class warfare, y'all. Hell, y'all. And all right, start us off with, folks. What better way to begin the purge than a little ride with Bhad right off the fucking cliff? And it seems that's where we're headed. Unfortunately, they got to push it, folks. The Democrats don't seem to give a shit that Joe Biden is floundering in the polls. They seem like they want to lose on purpose. I'm not conspiratorial at all, but I think maybe our Zionist masters have said, no, maybe Kamala's going to be not Zionist enough, not as much of an Israeli shill as we want. So if we can't have Biden, Trump is even fucking better. So you stay in the race, Biden. Don't you fucking go anywhere. If you have to take the fucking election, that's fine with us. And, Biden doesn't work for us. He does not give a shit about the American people. So whatever he has to do for his handlers, his Israeli Zionist masters, that's what he'll fucking do. Where's Pretty Boy? They're all out of here tonight. They annoyed me so bad on the last show. I need a break from those motherfuckers. Literally hanging himself in my cords here, pulling my shit out last show. I gotta have a fucking break. I yelled at poor old Otto. I don't know if Otto's back tonight, but I yelled at him last night or Monday night. Feel bad about it, whatever. Anyway, start us off. So Jon Stewart pretty much echoing what we're all saying. Hey, is it too late for Dems to change course? If we would have only done it like 6 months ago when I begged, but hey, at least better late than never. Getting around to it. Did a whole section about how Biden is losing horribly in the polls. Maybe we should course correct immediately. And Blue MAGA flipped their lid, y'all. You guys know what Blue MAGA is? Blue MAGA is basically the Democratic version of MAGA. They're stooges for Joe Biden. They're ride or die for Joe Biden. Very cult-like, just like MAGA is. Don't want to have any kind of reflection on why sticking with Joe Biden might be a bad idea. It's just everybody who doesn't want to go down with the Joe Biden sinking ship can get fucked, according to them. We all just have to be good little cult members and follow him right off the fucking cliff. And not everybody wanted to do that. Like Jon Stewart questioning whether that is the best strategy. But queen of the Blue MAGAs, JoJo from Jersey, Jon Stewart stepped in it. Oh, no. Jon Stewart stepped in shit. You've lost the Blue MAGA, Jon Stewart. And you read the comments. They're all like, been a recurring theme of old white men who fancy themselves influential the past 24 hours, said an old white man. The Daily Show, come on, John. I love you, man, but do better. Look at how many of us support President Joe Biden. He needs all of our support. Does he? And everybody's, it never ceases to amaze me how so many people have no confidence in our VP. Yeah, it's a disaster debate. Fuck him. Why Jon Stewart isn't funny anymore. It was all going off. All of the Biden shows. Susan Bordson. Jon Stewart is no longer up to the task. He is incapable of an original idea, relied on lazy tropes that appeal more to the white dude bro demographic, and most importantly has joined the DC press corps in their inability to see the forest for the trees. Oh no! Why, John? Why have you betrayed us? Over here on Cepheus 1999, Jon Stewart of The Daily Show in general is not built for this new political world. Yeah, they need to be hip and up to date, like Joe Biden supporters. Oh, if we could only be as cool as Joe Biden. All the kids love the Joe Biden. False equivalence turn into parody. Is not funny anymore. You're not funny. You're not funny. Jon Stewart, famously unfunny Jon Stewart. And Tim Miller's calling out Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar apparently is now shilling for Joe Biden. Ilhan Omar called Joe Biden out for genocide, but also he gets her unwavering support. Yeah, that seems like a slight contradictory there, squad. If he's committing genocide, you might want to like, hey, I'm not 100% for him. I'm against the murder of children, but don't be consistent, I guess, Ilhan Omar. Not the only one of the squad, folks. Progressive champion, AOC. I'm going to unironically sound like Jimmy Dore here for a second. It's the establishment, you shit libs. And I guess even AOC joining the establishment now. The matter is closed. He had reiterated that this morning. He has reiterated that to the public. Joe Biden is our nominee. He is not leaving this race. He is in this race, and I support him, says AOC. So they circling their wagons. Make sure that we all go down with Joe Biden, and Donald Trump is elected president. So, hey, I got my Purge mask. I'm ready for it, folks. They're going to push us too fucking far. You can't have kids anymore. You can't afford groceries anymore. While Donald Trump was in office, they added 40% to the monetary supply. The PPP loans, 75% didn't go to the fucking workers. They literally did a stale tax from our bank accounts, drained the shit out of it, and funneled even more of it to the top 1%. Even though they already had 99% of the money, that wasn't enough for them. They have to crush us, their boot on our throat, pushing down tighter and tighter and tighter, and the Democrats ain't gonna throw us a life raft, y'all. They're going to lose on fucking purpose while we die in the fucking streets. So, hey, you guys want to fuck around and find out? Okay, do it. If it fucking happens, it fucking happens. And speaking of people throwing their lot in with the AOC crowd, John Fetterman, Stroker Ace, all in, of course, on going down with Joe Biden.
What does the president need to do to keep others from jumping ship, other colleagues of yours?
Well, I mean, it cracks me up. It's like if no one's run for president, let alone won and has been the president giving advice, that's kind of a strange place to sit there. I mean, it's like, I'm going to tell Tom Brady, oh, you really need to hold harder in the pocket or something. I mean, it's strange. And it's bizarre when people are saying, well, he's the best president in my lifetime, But yeah, he seems like he's lost a step. He can't communicate well. He's not eloquent. He can't speak well to the needs of the people anymore. He's doing terribly in the fucking polls. It looks like he's a dead dog. Maybe we don't want Trump to win and we should go with a better candidate. No. Shut the fuck up if you've never been president before. Only former presidents get to decide if he's still fit for office, according to Stroker Ace. But I mean, like it should stop right after he's the best president of your lifetime. And he had a rough debate. We all know that.
It's not just about the rough debate. It's about, well, the child murder a lot, which I know you love, you don't care about. But like every time he speaks now, he looks fucking lost, like a dead man walking. And also the polls. He was up like 10 fucking points last time. He eked by because of the Electoral College, which you sacks of shit didn't fucking do anything about, of course. Always the fucking eternal losers, goddamn Democrats. So yeah, now we face a situation where he's so far behind, it looks impossible for him to win. So yeah, we're doing whatever we can to try to stop Trump. It's almost like you fucks work for Trump now.
And we're still talking about that. And I'm not really think it's really helpful. That's going to be our guy. That's my guy. That's our president. And I like to keep pointing out again and again, there's only one man or a person in America that's beat Trump in an election, and that's Joe Biden. And my money.
I mean, Hillary got more votes. Didn't beat it because of the Electoral College, where we have a great system where who gets the least amount of votes often wins. But still, doesn't fucking matter. We get to have an opinion. We are American citizens. That's sort of the whole bag. John Fetterman.
He is going to be on the guy that kicked his ass in 2022, and he's going to win again.
In 2022, doesn't know what fucking year it is. Brain damage, it's what's for dinner. Meanwhile, Whoopi Goldberg also on the blue MAGA train, and she's like, I don't even care if the president poops himself. I don't care if he don't know where the fuck he is. I'm riding with Biden.
I'm just going to add my 2 cents because I wasn't here on the day that y'all talked about it. I don't care if he's pooped his pants.
I care.
I don't care if he can't put a sentence together.
I care because that's like a really, really fucking important part of being the president. You have to be able to convey your ideas to the people. And also as a politician, you have to be able to win other people over to your side on the issues, in which communication is a very integral part of that. Whoopi Goldberg.
Show me he can't do the job.
Okay, I just did. You have to be able to communicate. That's like the main part of the fucking job. If you've not seen that already, then no amount of evidence is ever going to convince you, Whoopi Goldberg.
And then I'll say, okay, maybe it's time to go. Now, he had a bad night the first time.
Yeah, repeatedly. Bad nights continuously.
That he went out and debated with Kamala Harris. And everybody wanted him to quit then and say, you can't talk to women like this, or you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. He came back, said, you know what, I got it, and gave 4 years. So, yeah, I have poopy days all the time.
Right now.
I step in so much poo you can't even imagine. Now, I'm not running the world.
Right, exactly. Thank you. But, no but.
I don't know anybody who doesn't step in stuff at some point. So I'm just simply saying, yeah, there are 2 debates. And if he can't do what he needs to do for the second debate, I'll join any crew that says...
It'll be too late then. It's already almost fucking too late. But let's keep waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting till we have absolutely no chance to replace him with anybody. And then we'll say there's no time left. We'll just kick the can down the road until it's over for us all, dudes, which is rapidly approaching.
Let's get rid of him. But loyalty to me,
Fuck
if
loyalty.
you are doing the job, I might not like everything you're doing. I don't like it all. But I'm going to stand behind you like those guys stand behind the guy who should have been the person people were talking about saying, yeah, Biden had a bad day, but this guy couldn't tell the truth if it split his lip. But
they're going to vote for him anyway. The whole point is we want to beat that guy. It's very important that we beat the guy you're talking about. That's the whole point of all of this.
Nobody said that, but Anna said that, I believe, or something. She's not quite as colorful as I am. But the question now
Give me a chance.
The question now is, because lots of Democrats are coming out saying, find somebody else. But when we tried to do that with DT, this is my new way of just describing him. When we said, listen, he shouldn't be on the ballot.
That's because they're in a cult. They're not going to listen. Are you in a cult? Because you want to be better than them. You don't want to be them. Look how awful they are. Why can't we be just as awful? It's not a good argument, Whoopi.
I said, no. The people chose him. We can't take him off the ballot. Well, I don't understand why anybody thinks it's going to be any easier to take Biden off the ballot.
Because we are not a cult. Because we want to beat Donald Trump, regardless of what the fuck we have to do. Because other people are polling better to beat him. Whoopi. And it's the Purge mask. I'm preparing for the Purge. It's coming, folks. Donald Trump, odds on favor to be our next president of the United States. They are going to push us too far. Get your Purge mask. This one I got from eBay cost $12. Highly recommended. I'm going to have to give you guys the link to it so we can all have the same Purge mask. I don't want to be the only one wearing this mask because they'll be like, oh, white hair? That mask is dusty. We know who that is. No, fuck that. Fuck that. Everybody got to be wearing the same Purge mask. And speaking of the polls, yeah, the best feature of our polling average, crosstab averages and trend lines for key demographic groups. Bottom line, Biden's current numbers with black 71 to 21, Hispanic 48 to 41, and young 46 to 41 voters are incompatible with any plausible dim win scenario. Once again, polls are not set in stone, but they are weather vanes to show you which way the wind's blowing. And right now, no plausible dim winning strategy if you go with Joe Biden, according to the latest poll, folks. People get mad at me for reporting the news, but that's what I do. You might want to go watch somebody that lies to you. Comforting lies are way better than inconvenient truths to a lot of people. So I suggest you bail the fuck out if you can't handle reality. More polling from the YouGov economist Economist. Should Biden step aside as Dem nominee? Black voters, yes, 49% to 34%. Hispanic voters, yes, 56% to 22%. Younger voters, yes, 58% to 20%. Independents, yes, 60% to 21%. Voters across all demographics believe Biden should step aside. The people are speaking very loudly. The Democrats don't seem to give a shit. Hence the purge mask. Pennsylvania not looking good. A state he absolutely must win. Cratering under fucking water. They were even shortly, and then boom, there's the difference, folks. Grim. Looking very grim. Meanwhile, Biden support slips in deep blue New York, folks. Now, New York is becoming a battleground state. Democrats are worried the president is taking New York for granted as the state becomes surprisingly competitive. New fucking York, y'all, is becoming competitive. That's how horrible of a candidate Joe Biden is. As Aaron Regenberg says, I see a lot of, well, it's all very complicated. None of us can really know, takes on Biden. Friends, the man is turning New York into a battleground state. This isn't very complicated. If you're arguing Biden shouldn't step aside at this point, the burden of proof is on you. And that's my take on it too, but I've had this take for a long fucking time. Should have abandoned him over all the child murders, but if that didn't do it, the fact that he is going to lose to the orange goof should have lit a fire under people's asses immediately. And here's CNN. Everybody should have gone CNN for reporting stuff like this, but I sort of agree.
This is, in a way, reminiscent of, frankly, the Trump era, in which they often said, don't believe the polls, don't believe what you're seeing, don't believe what you're hearing. I mean, is this risking going in that direction?
I think we are there. I think we're down that direction and we're there now. They're saying, don't believe your lying eyes, forget what you saw at the debate 2 weeks ago. And yet, you know, President Biden has been relatively invisible. Yes, he's giving speeches here and there. He's holding the summit. He's having a press conference on Thursday. But those are just table stakes. Those are just the basics of doing the job. We shouldn't treat this press conference like it's anything more than a normal part of doing the job. Although, as you pointed out, Emily, he's avoided doing so. I think you're absolutely right to point at the comparisons here between Biden and Trump, and the Biden-Trump years and the Trump years. We called it out in the Trump years. We've got to call it out now in the Biden years, when it seems there's a cover-up, when it seems that they are not able to take in feedback or criticism or dissent, because that's what's going on right now.
This is
blue MAGA, completely took over the Democratic Party. Who you going to believe, me or your own lying eyes? You going to believe the polls? You going to believe what you see yourself with Joe Biden and his cognitive decline? And Democratic Senator Michael Bennet signaling the alarm.
My colleague Dana Bash reported that you, Senator John Tester, and Senator Sherrod Brown all said during that lunch that you don't think President Biden can win in 2024. Is that true?
Well, it's true that I said that, and I did say that behind closed doors, and you guys and others asked whether I had said it, and that is what I said. So I figured I should come here and say it publicly.
Why do you think he can't win in November?
I just think this race is on a trajectory that is very worrisome if you care about the future of this country. Joe Biden was 9 points up at this time. The last time he was running, Hillary Clinton was 5 points up. This is the first time in more than 20 years that a Republican president has been up in this part of the campaign. Donald Trump is on track, I think, to win this election and maybe win it by a landslide and take with him the Senate and the House.
My colleague.
Yep, all hands on deck. It is now time to fucking panic. The time to be calm is over. The time to get a little bit excited now. Young Turks also sounded the alarm.
Are you loyal to this country and the future of this country?
Nope.
Or are you loyal to an 81-year-old man who's going to lose to Donald Trump?
That one.
And drag down the Democratic Party along with him? Ask yourself that question if you're still providing cover for Biden. And more importantly, I really want to emphasize this. Serving as the president of the United States is not supposed to be a joke. And what is happening right now makes that role, it makes a mockery out of that role. The idea that you can have a president who is unable to think clearly, unable to function well, and everything's going to be fine. I get it. People think, oh, no. I mean, you're not voting for Biden. You're voting for his cabinet. No, I'm not interested in voting for his cabinet. I want to vote for an individual who I trust to make good decisions, which clearly Biden is incapable of making good decisions because he remains in this race. But someone who also is able to appoint the correct individuals for the roles that they serve within his White House. And by the way, I mean, I look at the people he's already appointed in the State Department, people like Anthony Blinken, not a big fan. Yes, there are some good appointments. Lena Khan in the Federal Trade Commission, I'm a fan of. The NLRB, much better under Biden. But I need a president who can function. The idea that Democrats are now promoting this notion that the country can be run and led by someone with significant cognitive decline is insane to me.
I'm literally hearing them say now that just get Biden elected and then we can just remove him and put Kamala in after Biden's president. These are genius ideas, folks. Democrats, not serious people. Meanwhile, Emma Vigeland, correct way to pronounce her name. Scoop, Schumer open to dumping Joe Biden, even Schumer, who claimed he was with Joe Biden, signaling that he might be okay with dumping the corpse, Joe Biden. Schumer's indicated who, if anyone, might be more viable candidate than Biden, or has it indicated. Lots of people being kind of wishy-washy. As Emma says, we are so back. Michelle Chanel reports, I asked Pelosi if she's still committed to supporting Joe Biden. I've always been committed to him. Then I asked her if he's the best person for the ticket. I'm not making it a statement right now here in the hall. When I'm ready to make a statement, I will. Yep. Wishy-washy. They don't really have his back. Representative Pramila Jayapal, Democratic Washington, chair of the Congressional Progressive Caucus on President Biden. I am fully behind him as our nominee until he's not our nominee. Yikes! The knives are out for Joe Biden. That's for fucking sure. But I don't think he's going to step aside, folks. I think his Zionist handlers are going to ensure he doesn't. And you know it's bad when he's losing the Clooney support. That's right, sexy-ass George Clooney off the Biden ticket. George Clooney urges Joe Biden to step down as the 2024 Democratic nominee. We are not going to win in November with this president. On top of that, we won't win the House, and we're going to lose the Senate. This isn't only my opinion. This is the opinion of every senator and Congress member and governor that I've spoken with in private. Every single one, irrespective of what he or she is saying publicly. Apparently, he came to this conclusion after hanging out with Biden for a night. It's devastating to say, but the Joe Biden I was with 3 weeks ago at the fundraiser was not the Joe big fucking deal Biden of 2010. He wasn't even the Joe Biden of 2020. He was the same man we all witnessed at the debate. Our party leaders need to stop telling us that 51 million people didn't see what we just saw. We're also terrified by the prospect of a second Trump term that we've opted to ignore every warning sign. The George Stephanopoulos interview only reinforced what we saw the week before. As Democrats, we collectively hold our breath or turn down the volume whenever we see the president, who we respect, walk off Air Force One or walk back to a mic to answer an unscripted question. Yep. You got that fucking right, George Clooney. Rob Ryder, too. Shout out to his friend, George Clooney. All of Hollywood jumping off board. My friend George Clooney has clearly expressed what many of us have been saying. We love and respect Joe Biden. I don't. Fuck Joe Biden. Go towards the light, bitch. We acknowledge all he has done for our country. Acknowledge all the children he's murdered, too, while you're at it. But democracy is facing an existential threat. We need someone younger to fight back. Joe Biden must step aside. And, of course, Blue MAGA out in full. They got their blue check marks, Blue MAGA. You, George, and Stephen King can all go have a play date out of the country since you're helping give us Trump, rich white man. Yeah, America, love it or leave it. That rhetoric sounds very familiar, Blue MAGA, doesn't it? Oh, and ask your friend George Clooney why he never did release that show on the corruption of sexual abuse Jim Jordan enabled. Yep. Stephen King, the enemy now apparently to Blue MAGA. I guess we're all off the barbecue invite. And a very popular sentiment on the anti-Biden crowd, those of us on the left who think we need a change, the thing that gets me the angriest, Biden won't even have to live the consequences of this. He got to spend his whole wonderful fucking life on a livable planet in a safe democracy. But now he gets to condemn my 3-year-old son to a lifetime of fascism and climate catastrophe. And yep, he gonna be rich. For the last 3 or 4 years left of his life, he gonna be just fine. But fuck the rest of us. Because what's most important to him is that he tried hard and did his bestest, y'all. He had fun doing it, and that's what really counts at the end. Fuck these old motherfuckers, goddammit. Trying to take us all down with them. They're about to check out, and they don't give a shit about us. Meanwhile, is this clown for fucking real? Talking about no self-awareness, Joe Biden putting out Russia's missile strikes that today killed dozens of Ukrainian civilians and caused damage and casualties at Kiev's largest children's hospital are a horrific reminder of Russia's brutality. It is critical that the world continues to stand with Ukraine at this important moment and that we not ignore Russia's aggression, says the man that when he found out 10,000 children were murdered, sent 10,000 more 2,000-pound bombs. When he found out an American aid worker was killed the very same day, sent more missiles and more bombs to Israel to genocide the Palestinian people. As evil as it fucking gets, this Zionist goddamn ghoul zombie corpse, Joe fucking Biden, doesn't give a shit, man. But one thing I will give Joe Biden, folks, is that his cabinet has been way more inclusive than Donald Trump's, and this is exactly why we got to get Donald Trump out of office. Look at the difference, folks. Donald Trump, everybody, old white men, got one black dude, a couple women, but almost entirely old white dudes. And this is the country that a lot of people want to see. They want to be ruled by old white dudes. But if you think other people deserve a chance at leadership, then the Democrats are clearly much better. No comparison, which is exactly why we have to do whatever we can to defeat Donald Trump. We have to put our best foot forward. We have to put the person in that position who has the best chance to beat him. And this should be a no fucking duh. Nobody should be arguing this. But unfortunately, we got Blue MAGA, so they are. And that is my Ride with Biden coverage tonight. Goodness, yep, he's the goodest boy. He's gonna do his best, y'all, and that's what counts. Long as everyone learned a valuable lesson. Make feudalism great again. Yes, feudalism also has a key role in my new series, Simulation Theory by Dusty Smith. Coming soon, folks. I worked on it hard this weekend and yesterday. Looking forward to putting it out there. Don't be fooled. They all work for white nationalism. Unfortunately, I am not fooled. They work for Jewish nationalism, work for Zionist nationalism, Jewish supremacy. Joe Biden cabinet just needs one less old white dude. True story. Stat. America's doomed. Is doomed. I agree with that. All right, folks, get your super chats in. Gonna read them all after Chud Watch, and then we're gonna do a very quick what the fuck, and then we're gonna read them. So more on yourself forever and ever and ever. But for now, it's time for Chud Watch. Talking about Chud Watch. We talk about Chud in the Purge. Woo! And first off. This is in the wrong fucking order. That was supposed to be at the end. I'll do that last. This was actually supposed to be. I'll just go ahead and do this one. This was supposed to be on the Riding with Biden thing. So if Biden wants to win, he needs Pete Buttigieg out there doing every press conference for him. This is how you do it. Instead of the bullshit like, you're a sucker, you're a loser, don't call my son sucker and loser, or I would beat you in golf. running on your record, being able to eloquently express what you've done as president is the way forward for you, Joe Biden. This is a masterclass on how to do it.
Economy rebounded from COVID. Let me be clear. Unemployment is lower than it was even before COVID. Stock market is higher than it was even before COVID. And job creation is faster than it was even before COVID. So no matter what rebound effects you're talking about, these are economic results that have not happened since before I was born. Now, in terms of cost, that's been a major issue. And by the way, that's been a major issue in every wealthy country. This is an example of something that was largely affected by COVID. But I think there's a reason why inflation in the U.S. is lower than it is in any of the other G7 countries.
It's actually not true.
And,
at least, well, not according to the Washington Post. They say Japan, Italy, and Germany all had lower inflation rates than we do, and Italy's is less than 1%.
They may have been looking at a different time period, but I'm telling you, if you look at the overall time period when it was toughest, our inflation rate was better. And I would add, right now, wages are going up faster than prices. That means even after inflation, you're coming out ahead. Now, that's an across-the-board number, but some people...
For 2 years, that wasn't true.
We had a tough bout of inflation.
Anyway, Buttigieg, a great speaker, great at getting his points across, great at selling the Democratic Party. Maybe he should be our nominee. Just say it. Anybody, literally anybody else except for the fucking zombie corpse. But folks, on the Chud Watch, Barron's coming out party happened, folks. Did you see this? Yes, he's going to turn out just like the fucking rest of them. Donald Trump announced him at the latest rally, stood up, and everybody's like, Barron, 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 because the dude hasn't even spoken publicly about what policies he supports, about what his ideas are, nothing. But they still want him to rule us, folks, because they want to be ruled by a fiefdom. They want a monarchy in this country. Here's funded by billionaires Benny Johnson. Dear liberals, this is your future. Doesn't matter. We have no idea what he stands for. All that matters is they want to be ruled by the same dynasties over and over and over again, folks. After Donald Trump put this fucking goof, this 7-foot ogre in the White House, I wouldn't be surprised to see it, folks. The way this country is going after Donald Trump wins the presidency, doesn't leave for years and years, and then he'll just pass the baton on to Ivanka or Barron or somebody. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, you are the last person on earth that should be complaining about this. No self-awareness whatsoever, no shame. Donald Trump posts, Le Pen party won most votes but awarded third most seats. What the fuck are you talking about? You literally lost the popular vote and we're still elected president. Maybe you should sit this one the fuck out, Donald Trump. But once again, shamelessness is their superpower. And oh my God, shut the fuck up. This guy, dude, this is going to be our next president, y'all.
I'm also officially challenging Crooked Joe to an 18-hole golf match right here. On Doral Blue Monster, considered one of the greatest tournament golf courses anywhere in the world, one of the great courses of the world. It will be among the most watched sporting events in history, maybe bigger than the Ryder Cup or even...
We literally deserve whatever we get, folks. If these are the best two candidates we can come up with, whatever the fuck happens, we have earned it. Case in point, here you go. Here's future President Donald Trump.
That's supposed to be a little bit Democrat territory, but we're leading in Nevada, and a waitress came over, beautiful waitress, and I never like talking about physical. She's beautiful inside, because you never talk about a person's look, ever. You never mention it. The other day, I got very angry. Some man called Chris Christie fat, and I said, sir, and then he said he was a pig. I said, sir, Chris Christie is not a fat pig. Please remember that. He is not a fat pig. Please take it back.
It's all a joke, folks. It's all a fucking joke. People are suffering in the streets. You can't afford to buy goddamn groceries anymore. You can't put gas in your car to go to fucking work. You can't afford to have children. You can't buy a fucking house. You can't do anything. It's all a fucking joke to everybody. The fucking losers of the goddamn planet. The biggest suckers that ever lived. The fucking American public. Fuck everything about this. At least Trump Projects 2025 is being searched in Google more than Taylor Swift. Maybe that's a good fucking sign. Maybe people are starting to wake up. Maybe people are starting to educate them goddamn selves. I don't know. It's almost becoming unfucking bearable, though. The way they destroy our country, the way they put the boot in our neck and grind us and grind us and grind us and just laugh in our fucking faces. You want people to ride in the street? This is how you get them to ride in the fucking street. Keep it up. We're the new Palestine, folks. At some point, we got to resist. Meanwhile, the Republican Party platform was just released. Look at this goofy ass shit. It's like children, like 12-year-olds wrote this. First off, seal the border and stop the migrant invasion. Joe Biden just deported more people than Donald Trump ever thought about deporting. So that's meaningless. Carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. Just happened under Joe Biden. Doesn't fucking matter. Not that that's going to help the country. They've done study after study after study that show immigrants improve our economy. They're the ones that have kept us from going into recession, boosting us. But no, let's get rid of them. We can't afford to have kids anymore. So our population is declining. We need fresh blood to both fund Social Security and also take care of our elderly. But no, let's get fucking rid of them. Let's mass deport them. Sure. End inflation and make America affordable again, says the party who elected the man who added 40% to the monetary supply, folks. It's basic supply and demand. If there's 40% more money, then there's more dollars to chase the same amount of goods and services, thus inflation rises. They don't actually give a shit about any of this. They actively work to make it way worse, and they pretend like they're the ones that are going to fix it. Make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far. We're producing more oil under Joe Biden than we ever did before. We are completely energy independent. So that's bullshit. Stop outsourcing and turn the United States into a manufactured superpower. This is all about tariffs meant to drive prices up for the poor, grinding us more, grinding us more. Large tax cuts for workers and no tax on tips. They definitely aren't going to do this. That's a lie. Defend our Constitution, our Bill of Rights. They don't give a shit about any of that. They try to overthrow the government. At every turn, they try to upend the Constitution. Prevent World War III. Restore peace in Europe. If by magic. Don't have any real plans to do any of this. End the weaponization of government against the American people. Donald Trump has repeatedly said he's going to weaponize the government as soon as he gets in there. Stop the migrant crime epidemic once again. Brown people, immigrants, scapegoating them. Rebuild our cities. Yeah, you're not going to do that. You had plenty of time to pass infrastructure. You did nothing. Strengthen and modernize our military. This one they actually will do. More money for military for sure. There's always money to kill people. Endless money to bankrupt us with the military, folks. So definitely do that. Whether or not you think that's a good thing or not, I guess depends on how intelligent you are. Keep the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency. Already is. It should be Bitcoin, but I digress. Fight for and protect Social Security and Medicare with no cuts, including no changes to the retirement age. 100% of people calling to cut Medicare and Social Security are Republicans. It has been one of their main talking points for the last 4 years. They have called for it over and over and over again, so this is complete gaslighting. Cancel the electric vehicle mandate and cut costly and burdensome regulations. Yeah, fuck regulations, pollute the environment. We don't need to do anything about climate change, folks. Just more gas-guzzling cars. Burn it all fucking down. Cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory. All right, that's a college course. But what they'll do is they'll just claim that any teaching of racism, any teaching of the history of oppression in this country is all critical race theory, so that won't be taught anymore. Gender ideology, which is not being taught, but any mention of gay people that they even exist will be eliminated in the schools. And other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content on our children. You need sex education. It actually lowers the teen pregnancy rate, helps prevent STDs, but they don't give a shit about any of that. Keep men out of women's sports. Yeah, this is a big issue, isn't it? Just meaningless bullshit to distract mindless goofs into voting against their own best interest. Deport pro-Hamas radicals and make our college campuses safe and patriotic again. This is 100% about eroding our constitutional right to protest and get rid of anybody who speaks out against Zionism or Israel's genocide. They're going to punish us by deporting anybody who is here on a student visa. Take your rights away. Secure our elections, including same-day voting, voter identification, paper ballots, and proof of citizenship. 100% meant to make voting harder so less minorities vote, because this is the only way they can win. Make it where less people want to vote or are able to vote. And unite our country by bringing it to a new and record levels of success. Meaningless jargon, vague nonsense, nothingness. That is the party platform. They don't actually have any real issues, any real fucking positions. Nothing to run on. And folks, prepare to be shocked. Did you guys know that Jordan Peterson's wife is a right-wing shill? Who could have possibly seen this coming? So apparently Jordan Peterson's wife, Tammy Peterson, is a huge fan of Tommy Robinson. You know Tommy Robinson, the right-wing white supremacist from the UK. Huge fan. And here's why I find this clip interesting. We don't usually see a lot of Jordan Peterson's wife, but if you remember, the reason Jordan Peterson gave as an excuse that he got addicted to benzos, got super addicted to drugs, so addicted that he couldn't get off of them normally, like a normal human being, like everybody else who has the mental strength to slowly wean themselves off of them. No, the thought leader, the daddy of the right, had to fly over to Russia and be put into a coma. But we weren't allowed to call him out for this, folks. We weren't allowed to point out what a hypocrite he is for declaring that everybody else has to have their own house in order before you criticize the world, while he was addicted to drugs, so mentally frail, so mentally weak, he had to be put in a coma to get off of them. We weren't allowed to criticize him because what they said was his wife, folks, his wife was dying of cancer. She was terminal, gonna die any second, and he was so out of his mind with grief. That's why he got addicted to drugs, folks. So you're not allowed to call him out for it. You're not allowed to put what a bad role model he is, what a hypocrite he is. Nope. Because to do that means you're being cruel, because he was sad because of his wife. But then something miraculous happened. Suddenly, his wife miraculously was healed somehow. And then you never heard anything else about it. And suddenly she's not dying anymore, folks. Looking pretty healthy.
I've been following Tommy for quite a while, but you were quite instrumental in arranging this discussion. And so why did you do that? Why?
Very long time ago, and supporting you as well. Why did I want to do it?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Why do you trust him?
Why do I trust him? I don't know. I had a pretty disagreeable Irish father. And he was a smart ass, you know. And I trust Donald Trump. I trusted Donald Trump all along too.
Really?
I don't know.
I can't believe it.
I know when
you like disagreeable men.
I like men who have values that they'll stand by, and they are brave and say what they mean.
God.
I think we need
so beyond parody.
Men to stand up, and we need women to figure out their crap, because we're causing a lot of trouble. And I'm going to try to help with that.
Women causing all the fucking problem. We need men to get addicted to benzos and be so mentally frail they have to get put in a coma in a Russian hospital, get off of. That's what we really need. True men, alpha, specimens like Jordan Peterson. Just good God, the right is so worthless, so ridiculous. Meanwhile, folks, fetal alcohol syndrome, Cal Rittenhouse apparently training for the Civil War with his gut poking out. Hey! Dude. Oh, I'm running a shoot. Pew, pew. I'm a hero. Just good God. They made this guy a hero. So first off, never forget that the Marines rejected Cal Rittenhouse because he was too dumb. Cal Rittenhouse is an obviously mental invalid. Let's just be honest about it. It appears that his mother drank heavily when he was in the womb, and he came out with cognitive deficits, which is fine. It's fine. But don't pretend like he's some kind of alpha specimen in which we should respect and defend. Which brings me to my next section. We're going to talk about the Joe Rogan, Jimmy Dore interview where they did nothing but lie about Kyle Rittenhouse and defend him, while at the same time pretending that it was the media that lied to you. It's a very interesting game they're playing here. So Dore is going to spend this whole section telling half-truths mixed with lies to defend Kyle Rittenhouse. And the whole point of him doing this is to shit on the mainstream media so he can pretend like it's people like him who are actually the true tellers. It is him who are showing you the real truth of the world while they lie and demonize right-wingers who should really be supported. So first off, let me start this interview and I'll dissect it as we go along.
No matter what the story is, they have their minions in the press report it in a way that makes you hate your neighbor and blame your neighbor and not the guys doing it, right?
This is exactly what he's about to do. He's about to one-sided report this story, lie and tell half-truths to make you hate people that don't like Kyle Rittenhouse. Everything he says here is complete fucking projection.
Like, so the oligarchy keeps us fighting amongst each other, and that's real. That's not made up. That
like this rich motherfucker and $300 million Joe Rogan are not part of the oligarchy on the #1 podcast on the planet.
So I mean, look at how they lied about the biggest story, the Kyle Rittenhouse story. Right?
Do tell.
Now, I hated that kid because
I hated him so much I got to lie to defend him right now.
The corporate media told me he was a white supremacist.
Okay, I never heard he was a white supremacist. I did see the video where he was bragging about wanting to go shoot black looters. I did see that video. So that might have led me to believe that he might lean towards white supremacy, but I never read any major news source tell me he was a white supremacist. So I think you're making that up. Go ahead.
Who didn't live in that community.
He lived in another state. He lived 20 minutes away, but he definitely lived in a completely different state. So you can see how the media might be confused, or some of them might actually have incorrectly reported that because he lived in a different state, he didn't quite live in that community. But yes, he lived 30 miles away or 20 miles away, 30-minute drive.
Traveled across state lines.
He did cross state lines, but he did not cross state lines with a gun. He crossed state lines, and then he went and borrowed the gun from his friend who lived in that state. Once again, it's an honest mistake on how somebody could be confused by that, though.
With guns to shoot 3 black people at a Black Lives Matter.
I literally never heard that he shot 3 black people at a Black Lives Matter rally. 100% you were lying about that and making that up. No major news media that I ever saw, and especially it wasn't something that was done by many of them, if any of them did it, period. So you're just making this claim in order to sell yourself as some kind of truth teller, and the mainstream media is liars.
Rally, and I hated him. And then I watched the trial, and it turns out he did live in that community. He lived
in another state, but he lived in a suburb of that community. That's sort of true.
So a lifeguard in that community.
Okay. He got a job working at the YMCA as a lifeguard. Okay, now the YMCA is like where homeless people live. So yeah, this fat tub of goo got a $6 an hour job sitting at the pool watching homeless people at the Young Christians Men Association pool. But this doesn't mean he's some kind of hero like fucking Baywatch or some shit that we should worship.
He was asked to protect a car dealership by immigrants of color because the cops wouldn't.
No, he was not. Once again, lies. So Kyle Rittenhouse was messaged by a militia group, by this crazy right-wing militia. The people who own the dealership in which he was standing in front of have gone public and said they never asked him to defend the dealership. In fact, he messaged them and they never responded to it. They did later take a picture with him, but they absolutely never asked him to defend their dealership. So 100% he's lying here. He's going to tell you the mainstream media is lying, and then he's going to lie to you.
And he he didn't travel across state lines with guns, and he didn't shoot 3 black people. He shot 3 white people.
Okay, that's a straw man that you're making up. Oh, go ahead.
I was like,
I think he only shot 2 guys.
No, he shot 3 guys.
Maybe you're
Wasn't
right.
it?
Maybe
No.
He killed 1.
He killed 2. God damn it! You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
He definitely
Did he shoot 3?
and then he shot the other guy
Through the arm.
Through the arm.
Yeah.
And they're all 3 criminals. That's another part they leave out. They're all
3 criminals, terrible people. This is the thing.
They're all 3 criminals, terrible people. Okay, so one guy, terrible person. The first guy he shot was a fucking pedophile. So the second guy he shot had 2 domestic violence charges because he got in fights with his brother and his sister. They were having family squabbles. He got in a fight with his brother and sister, and that's what he was arrested for. The second guy, basically, he had 1 charge because he was drunk and had a gun. He didn't even have a parking ticket other than that. But they know, the people listening to them don't know the context, so they can literally just call them criminals and suggest that they're horrible people so that you will be okay with them being murdered. You will be okay with Kyle Rittenhouse killing them and shooting them. Like he is the judge, jury, and executioner.
Thing about riots, right? When riots are too much like a war. Like
it wasn't a riot. 97% of the Black Lives Matter protests were completely peaceful. There's always outside agitators or dipshits who try to ruin it for everybody. But this is exactly what caused this problem to begin with. You pretending like the cities were burning down because of the black people. It's exactly what caused this problem.
Anytime there's a gathering, protests, when people get angry and they're marching, I think that ignites in us the same feelings of war, and people start doing wild, crazy shit. They went after that dude with a skateboard and tried to hit him with a skateboard.
Yes, they thought Kyle Rittenhouse was an active shooter. They thought he was out there murdering people. So, yes, they went and tried to disarm him before he could murder anybody else. These are the same people you would be calling heroes if he actually was an active shooter. But you're going to use the fact that some hero died trying to stop what he thought was an active shooter as a good excuse to murder this man, Joe Rogan.
He ran away from them before he shot him.
So he shot the first guy who was the pedophile, right? And we know that guy had threatened to...
So he shot and killed 2 men, wounded another man.
So 3.
So he killed 2 and wounded 1.
So the first guy he shot had threatened to kill him all day long, and we know that he attacked him because his fingerprints are on the gun barrel.
It even says it right there in Wikipedia. Stop, go back.
Yeah, grab the barrel of his rifle. There it is.
But it says, look at this. Race was a major theme in the U.S. media commentary, although Rittenhouse and those he shot were white.
What?
Yeah, the reason race was a major theme is because Kyle Rittenhouse was caught on video before it happened, daydreaming about shooting black looters. And then, yes, because it was a Black Lives Matter protest, he took his gun without being asked to a place he had no reason to be to defend it when he wasn't asked to, because he was hoping to put himself in a position where he might get a chance to shoot some black people. Just so happened that it's not just black people who are protesting in the Black Lives Matter protest, and he ended up shooting white people instead. Doesn't mean race wasn't a major issue or a major motivation in Kyle Rittenhouse.
Right.
Isn't that wild?
Yes.
Most people didn't know, including people that met Kyle Rittenhouse. Like David Lucas, the stand-up comedian, he knows Kyle Rittenhouse. He brought Kyle Rittenhouse to the mothership. And guys who were there, who met him, the guys you shot were white?
Yeah.
Okay, whose fault is it that they're uneducated? Yeah, they watch shows like yours, Joe Rogan. You don't even know how many people were shot. Yeah, obviously they don't know what the fuck's going on. Whose fault is that? Let me blame the mainstream media because we're dipshits.
Everybody's like, what?
Yeah.
And then you have to tell them, not only were they white, like these guys are like career criminals. One guy was a pedophile.
Career criminals, folks. One guy, his only charges were getting in a fight with his brother and sister, and the other guy was drunk while he had a gun. And that's it. Career criminals. See how they do it? See how they spin this to make you think these people deserve to be murdered by Kyle Rittenhouse. They deserve to be shot. Kyle Rittenhouse is a hero. And the mainstream media is lying to you as they fucking lie to you.
The one guy pulled a gun on him?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy pulled a gun on him because he thought he was an active fucking shooter. And then the guy basically said, okay, I'm not going to shoot you. And then Kyle Rittenhouse shot him.
And the media just fucked that kid, and he won. And he got exonerated, and now Go ahead.
No, people say to me, they go, Jimmy, why are you defending Kyle Rittenhouse? I go, I'm not defending Kyle
You are
Rittenhouse. I
100%
don't know Kyle
defending him.
Rittenhouse. I'm defending the truth.
No, you're not. You're actually lying. You're telling half-truths, and you're lying in order to spin your narrative that you are the truth teller and the media is our enemy.
And why aren't you pissed off that the corporate media lied about a 16-year-old kid to divide the country?
I didn't hear about any of those lies, but I see your lies right now, and I am sort of pissed off about it.
Because that's what that was about.
Yeah, and you're just going to polarize that kid even more.
Oh, no. Let's polarize the murderer more. Just good God. I think I'm going to start covering the Joe Rogan show more. It's so fucking popular, folks. I hate to give him too much attention, but like somebody needs to start breaking this shit down. Calling out his fucking lies. Because that's all he does is propagandize for the right over and over and over again with shills like Jimmy Dore. Meanwhile, let's check into the latest Joe Rogan show and see what that's like.
We're like, it's safe and effective. It's safe. If you get it, you won't get sick. If you get it, you won't share it to anybody else. The virus stops with you. And then there's none, all this talk about side effects. It's not true. It's not true. I've never seen a single person that had a bad reaction to this new experimental gene therapy.
This guy's a professional comedian. Is there anybody that finds this shtick funny? Good God, this is boomers it fucking gets. How is this shit popular? But it is, folks. He making $300 million and I'm making $5 an hour. It just gets depressing sometimes. It's all good. It's all good. And that is my Chud Watch. Hell yeah. Damn, I need a toke. I'm right there with you. Somebody actually sent me some smoke. We're going to cover it. Some hero out there. Fucking amazing. He is so freaking dumb, I know, right? Worst impressions, and he's just a broken record. It's the same shit all the goddamn time. Broke brain, 100%. And, all right, folks, get your super chats in. Gonna read them all at the end of this section. We got a short one tonight. It's time for... What the fuck? And, folks... Is Walmart becoming cool? Oh no, apparently. At this local Walmart. What? Yeah! Get it, Walmart! Finally! Something I can get on board with. Little headbanging at the Walmart. Woo! I guess this guy must work there. And he's like, hey, can me and my Ben come play at Walmart? And the guy that's working out in the lawn and garden department, he's like, sure, I don't give a shit about this job. Why not? What are they going to do, fire me? Just standing there. Living his best life. Hell yeah. Get it, Walmart. And then on What the Fuck? Folks, it's okay for men to cry. You know me, I cry all the time about, important stuff like children dying or, hey, when dads are good, where they're showing what it's like to be a strong man. I sometimes tear up at that shit. Nothing wrong with a man crying, except for whatever the fuck this is.
Tears cleaned my soul and I cried. Took a cup, fill it up with you, with all the joy and the sorrow and the fear. Oh, I let myself cry. Oh, I let myself.
Holy God, that's the gayest thing I've ever seen, and I used to work in gay porn. What the fuck? What is happening? No, man, no! Swallow those emotions. I bet that's not the only thing they're going to swallow. And then, last but not least, did you guys hear about this story? Man accused of dropping child 4 years old from a hotel balcony, allegedly because he wanted to scare them. Look at this fucking methed out winner. So apparently this dude met this woman at the pool in a hotel. And she's like, hey, you want to come back to my room with me and my 4-year-old to party? And he's like, hell yeah, I want to come back to your room with you and your 4-year-old to party. And then they were talking about getting piercing together, because of course they were. And I guess, I assume, the 4-year-old kid must have annoyed him. And he's like, I'm going to show this kid, I'm going to scare him a little bit by hanging him over the railing of the second story by his foot. And then the little tyke shook himself loose, squirmed out of his grip, and he fell headfirst down to the ground. So yeah, not the best. Mother of the fucking year there. Might want to call CPS and take that, kid. And that is my what the fuck for tonight. Hells yeah, we did it. Yeah, what an asshole piece of shit. I'm sure drugs were involved. I don't have any proof of that, but that would be my guess. And all right, folks, hey, I got some cool mail this week. Let me go ahead and do it. First off, I got this. Some hero out there. Ask and you shall receive. I talked about wanting some more of these carts, y'all, because I got this new pen that takes these carts, and I was like, I can't get these carts around here. I can't tell you why, but there's a reason that I can't get them around here. And I was like, hey, anybody has these carts that go in this little pen that has a legal tincture in it, send me some. I would appreciate it. And somebody did. Some fucking hero sent me some. Hell yeah. Sent me a bread bag full of them. Amazing. Got a letter about it. Like to read it? Here it go. That's not it. I think it's in here. Yeah, here we go. Let's see what I got. All right, first off, sent me a bunch of Pride posters. Reclaim the true history of Pride. March on the RNC DNC. July 15th, August 19th. Poor People's Army. All right, get your Purge mask for the Pride March. And that's the same one, and this is the same one. I thought there's a letter somewhere in here. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Letter time. Hi, Dusty. What's up? How are you? I'm great now. Thank you very much. I'm better, thanks to you. I was getting emotional the other day, and I finally realized what it was. Pride was the other day, and it came flooding back to me the last Pride. I went with my now dead ex-boyfriend. Oh, I'm sorry. I visited him today at the cemetery. He took his own life. Oh, that's terrible. Last year hit me like a double alt buck to the chest, as you can imagine. But anyway, here's some literature I got from Pride. Keep screaming at the top of your lungs, brother. Here's my tithing attempt to distance myself from the monetary system. Accept my humble offering of incense. Wink, wink. Hell, Dusty. Some Spanish words that I don't understand. And it's from JP, I believe JP. Hell yeah, JP. Thank you. You rock. I appreciate you. I assume that's what it said. Either JP or JD. All right. Some other stuff written down there, but anyway, thank you, JP. You rock, and it was very generous of you. I have very much enjoyed it. Great shit you sent me, and helped me be more creative. So I very much appreciate it. And then I got a lovely letter from Soy Boy and Drexel. Says, Dusty, our senior kitty can't use these anymore. Hopefully your fur baby can. Love your show and Sanctuary. Keeping it real. They sent me a really nice cat carrier and a bunch of cat food. Very generous. And they sent me like this special cat food for Maine Coon cats. Looks expensive as shit. My cats are really digging it. It smells like fish food. It smells disgusting, but they like it. So thank you, Soy Boy and Drexel. You guys rock. And if you guys want to send me something, there is a P.O. box listed in every video I do, so you can send me whatever you want, and I will show it on the air, regardless of what the fuck it is. Thank you in advance. And all right, let's read some super chats. Oh, first off, Patreon. I have a Patreon site. It's patreon.com/Cult of Dusty, or Codcast? Codcast, that's what it is. Cult of Dusty, the old one. I have two, but use the Codcast one. Anyway, if you're watching this video, and you clearly are, shut up, Dusty. Click on the More button under the description, and the very first link is to my Patreon. Could you please consider becoming a patron? I know you guys are tired of me asking, but it doesn't cost you much. You probably won't even notice. $1 or $2, 10, 20, what if you can afford? You probably wouldn't even notice, but it all adds up. It helps me keep doing the show. I am trying hard to keep the lights on, keep doing this. It's the money seems to be getting less and less. So it's expensive to do this show. It's expensive to live. So if you enjoy this art, this program I'm putting out, please consider supporting it so I don't have to stop doing it. I don't want to stop doing it. I enjoy doing it. I think I'm good at this. I want to keep entertaining you guys and hanging out with you. And if you like it, please support it. I'd appreciate it. Thank you for letting me beg you. And all right, let's read the super chats real quick. Super chats. And all right. BBC, $50, starting us out strong. Thank you, BBC. Host makeup for the last show. You rock. Everybody go subscribe to BBC's new channel if you want more Dusty community love. And Rebecca Boys, hero to the show. Amazing thumbnail. Hell yeah. Fucking technology's getting so good. I made tonight's thumbnail with ChatGPT. I just asked it to make it. I said, this is what I want. I described it, and it made it right for me, so really easy. Makes me think of 9/11 and how it has led the government we have today. Yeah, led to the government. Appreciate the greatest community on YouTube. Look forward to the rerun. Hell yeah, look forward to hanging out with you on the rerun, Rebecca, and thank you for your generosity. Red Sky, $10. Love and hearts to you, Red Sky. Hope you're doing well. Jeff Klein, $20. Very generous. More Dusty. What? Hell yeah. More Dusty. I'm all for that. Thank you, Jeff Klein. Fredericks, $5. Rulers have perfected pushing responsibility for society's ills down onto the common man while reaping vast benefits. When will we push back? Hey, I got my Purge mask already. What the fuck happened to that Purge mask? What'd I do with it? Where the fuck did it go? I just had it. Did it fall? Oh my God, I've lost my Purge mask. No. What the frick? Where the fuck did it go? It was just here. Oh well. Apparently I fucking lost the goddamn thing. How did you lose the Purge mask? You just had it on your fucking... It was... see it. Whatever universe. I guess it disappeared into the fucking ether. Son of a fucking bitch. I hate everything about this existence. It's all good. It's all good. Anyway, thank you. Skip ads and BBC, $5. I can't DM in the chat tonight. I do not have my computer with me while I'm on vacation, so if I do not respond, I'm not ignoring you. Love you all. Hell yeah. Don't take it personally. He's not at his keyboard, everybody. And Mr. Anderson, hello, Mr. Anderson. One of the most amazing socialists we have here. Always giving lots of tickets out to the after party. And if you got a free ticket, be sure to show up after tonight's after party. There is a link in the community membership section of YouTube. Go there and find the link and thank Mr. Anderson, who was amazing, for your ticket tonight. And we have a good after party coming up, so be sure to join us. Love you, Sharon Pate. Appreciate you. Stay away from serial killers. Kevin Mulligan, $20. I'm debating the value of a Purge mask for myself. $12. Can't beat it. Unless you lose it, then god damn it. Where did it go? Like, seriously. Oh, here it is. It's right in fucking front of me. It's literally right in front of my fucking face. God damn, I'm stupid. It's because it was turned over and it was white and I just thought it was a piece of paper. And I was like, that's not it. That's a fucking piece of paper, Dusty. But I'm just dumb. I'm not even stoned or anything. I'm just a complete fucking moron. So whatever. Whatever, universe. Fine. It was all camouflage, really, so it's only partially my fault for being a moron. And all right, I'm ready for the carnival. I don't think my herniated degenerative disc onset having ass will have a chance in the Purge. I can still operate a boomstick, though. Love the show. Nanobots made me up. Hell yeah, you are going to live forever. The nanobots now know you exist, and they are going to resurrect you at the moment of death. So, see you there. The brainwash of this country is terminal. It is. Hey, but it makes a great reality show if you can handle the depression. Venture Van. Ideal Paradox, $2. Joe can just sell Team 6 Trump, but he won't because he doesn't have the fucking sack. Not only is he a corpse, he's a fucking cowardly, spineless sack of shit. V, $5 can't stay, but stopping by to drop my support as always. Hope you're well. Take care, Dusty. Hey, you take care, V. Get your Purge mask. I'll see you out there. Fredericks, $10. We fight in the streets over scraps while they watch and place bets. Yep, they throw us scraps, and they expect us to be grateful. And some people are, but I fucking am not. I will resist you. And Jason Ashby, cut to 1. Socialism, appreciate you, Jason. Social lust. Dusty, hearts. I sent you an email with my own recommendation of AI music I put together. It's on a playlist I made. My favorite one is Hell the Tyrant. Okay, I don't know if I got that, but I would check that out. And thank you so much. I appreciate it. And oi boy, what a boy. I got my credit card statement now to start spending next month's check. As promised, thanks for the kids. Hey, thank you. Oi boy, good to see you tonight. At least I'm saying your name right this time. Haha, you rock, oh boy. And UA, what up, UA? Love you, UA. 333, half of 666. I'll take it. I'm half the devil. Anita Wood, what up, Anita? Good to see you tonight. Great show. Let's see. Hey, you're great, Anita Wood, my friend from Facebook. Hope you're doing well tonight. Good to see you, and thank you for your generosity. And one more. Love you, Dusty, says Mad Hatter. Love you back, Mad Hatter, and appreciate you. And thank you, everybody who donated tonight. Hey, if you want to donate and help out the world's greatest show, please consider doing so. Plenty of time. Going to read all the rest of them at the end of the show. So get your super chats in right now and help a brother out so I can keep the lights on. But for now, we got a short. All the party people sing. Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. Goddamn. It's time, motherfuckers. It's time for religious motherfucking bullshit. Motherfuckers. And first off, on tonight's religious bullshit, somebody sent me a bunch of music they made based on my religious bullshit. They used the AI program Suno to make some new religious bullshit theme songs. I thought we'd check out a few tonight. Here's the first of them. Apparently some of these are my voice run through some kind of filter. Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. Religious bully shit. It's time for religious bullshit. Everybody. Time for religious bullshit. Time for religious bullshit. All right, that's the first one. Let's check out one more. Let's see what this is like. Religious bullshit. It's time for religious bullshit. Everybody, it's time for religious bullshit. Woo, woo, woo. Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. Religious bully shit. It's time for religious bullshit. Go. It's time for religious bullshit. For religious. All right, that's sent to me by Eric Johnson. So thank you, Eric Johnson. Appreciate your work. Pretty cool. Let me take off my Purge mask. I'm getting too hot to purge. Too hot to purge, y'all. And it's got sparkly, so I got sparklies on my face. This is pretty cool, though, y'all. It's made of paper mache. $12. Man, I looked high and low for the perfect mask. Look at this motherfucker. Spooky. Perfect Purge mask. And first off, I only have 2 religious bullshits for tonight. But first off, you guys hear about the pastor that smacked his wife and flipped her the bird in the middle of a flight when she got upgraded to the first class without him? Showing the love of Christ. This man, an elderly evangelical pastor, is facing federal charges for allegedly assaulting his wife on an airplane because she got upgraded to first class and he didn't. The ugly physical attack occurred July 2nd aboard Alaska Airlines Flight 275 from Seattle to Anchorage after Roger Allen Holmberg, Sr., 75, verbally abused his spouse and flipped her the bird in front of the cabin full of horrified travelers, according to a criminal complaint obtained by The Independent. The couple were driving to Alaska from their home in Virginia for a meeting related to their ministry. Oh my. States the complaint, which was filed July 3rd. It says the Holmbergs knew each other for some 20 years before marrying a year and a half ago. What took you so long? Following the death of Holmberg's previous wife. Oh, they were having an affair for 20 years. Okay, that makes sense. Holmberg, who does not have an attorney listed in the court. Get you one, motherfucker. You're going to need one if you're going to be smacking people. Anyway, he hit her, showed her the love of Christ, all that good shit. You know, like a typical hypocritical Christian would do. And then lastly, on tonight's religious bullshit, folks, I love this one. This combines America perfectly. commercialism and Christian prayer. Used to, you have to separate them, but not anymore, folks. Combine the two most American things, capitalism, prayer. What do you get? A commercial during your praying.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said in all things give thanks. So we want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. And most of all, we thank you for Roush and Yates partnering to give us the power that we see before us tonight.
Thank you for the McDonald's value meal that's $3.99 this week only. Participation is available.
Thank you for GM Performance Technology and the RO7 engines. Thank you for Sunoco Racing Fuel and Goodyear tires that bring performance and power to the track. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa. My two children, Eli and Emma, or as we like to call them, the Little E's. Lord, I pray you bless the drivers and use them tonight. May they put on a performance worthy of this great track. In Jesus' name, boogity, 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 amen.
In Jesus' name, shop at Walmart. Just good God. Wild country we live in, folks. But hey, that's America as fuck. And that is my religious bullshit. Hell yeah. Gotta love capitalism, y'all. Hey, BG, always be grifting. Hey, there's no God, so he's not gonna get offended, so it's all good. Why not spend that time? You have a captive audience, and they seem to love it. Christians don't give a shit. They want to be abused, folks. Sponsored by the NRA, yeah. My smoking hog wife and my two little bastards. The prayer brought to you by Goodyear, I know. Hilarious. Isn't this blasphemous? I mean, yeah, but Christians don't give a shit about that. They are fake as fuck. And, all right, folks. I apologize. It is time to get even more depressed, though. We got to cover it. Raise your power fist. Are you ready? Because we're going to do it, folks. This is why we got Purge mask. It's time to free Palestine. And trigger warning, I haven't shown you any horrors in a while. I've tried to keep you from what I've been seeing, but it's endless every single day on my timeline, folks. And so occasionally I have to use my platform to shine the spotlight on this stuff. Al Jazeera releases the video of the actual moment the Israelis chose to bomb Alda School in Abbasan in Khan Village. They were playing football. The children were playing football. And the terrorist IDF Zionists decided to bomb these children, folks. Meanwhile, the Jewish state of Israel is the worst terrorist organization in human history. Now they're saying there might be as many as 186,000 people killed. They're saying the numbers that have been released so far may be heavily undercounted. And when it's all said and done, so far, 186,000 people, folks. Meanwhile, here's our government. Here is the Biden administration.
Israelis have taken some steps to be more precise, more discriminate, and more careful in their operations. Is it enough? No. So we're going to keep at it. We're going to keep working on this.
Is it enough? No. The president described Israel as bombing, indiscriminate bombing in December. 7 months have passed and you have paused one arms shipment, as I understand it. Is that correct?
That's right. Is there a question here?
Is there a question here? What are you saying? We owe you answers? Hey, we will kill anybody we want to. We will gaslight you to the ends of the fucking earth, and then we will treat you like shit for daring to ask us a question. Did you forget we're the Democrats? What are you going to do, elect Donald Trump? You had no fucking choice. You better shut the fuck up.
Do you think that that's an effective response to indiscriminate bombing of a civilian population?
It's never right to be conducting indiscriminate bombing of a civilian population. That's why we continue to work with the Israelis to be more precise, to be more careful.
It's just such nonsense. Hey, yeah, they're doing it. Hey, yes, never okay. That's why we're continuing to work with them as they do it. It just makes fucking sense, y'all. And yes, they're absolute fucking ghouls. The guy grinning the whole time. This guy's so evil, he cannot contain his own evil, folks. Reporters asking him about the IPC report that 96% of Gaza faces acute food insensitivity.
Just follow up on that, but the latest IPC report actually says that 96% of the population of Gaza is facing acute food insecurity crisis level or higher. Yeah. So it's still very dire, and you've spoken about what the US has done, but the US also continues to be the biggest funder of Israeli military, and under US law, it is required that any country receiving military support must not obstruct the flow of humanitarian aid during war. And every major rights group, from the United Nations to Human Rights Watch, has said that Israel is using starvation as a tactic of war. Do you disagree with them? And are you, just sorry, one final question, are you not afraid of completely losing legitimacy?
Let me just answer
being hypocritical when it comes to supporting human rights in one country, but not when it comes to Palestinians.
Let me just answer the first question. So I would encourage you to read the report that we issued on this very question 2 months ago that looked into Israel's compliance with international humanitarian law and their work and whether they had done a good enough job to let humanitarian assistance in, where we said that there were some roadblocks that needed to be overcome, and we had worked to overcome those, and we had seen Israel take steps to allow humanitarian assistance in.
No, they haven't.
At times they have been too slow. At
All
times
the time.
they haven't moved quickly enough. At times there have been barriers that we needed to break down.
But you guys literally had to build up here because our allies wouldn't let you bring aid through their country. What the fuck you talking about?
Have worked to do it, and we have seen Israel take steps to allow humanitarian assistance in. Now, there is, as I just said a moment ago, there is always something more that needs to be done. We've talked about the fact that you have a lot of assistance coming to Kerem Shalom now.
So basically, they don't give a shit. Gaslighting. But folks, he finally got called out for it. He finally got called out that he is smirking the entire time he is talking about the horrors that Israel is committing. He cannot contain his glee at the thought of dead Palestinians. And finally, the reporters are tired of what they're seeing. They're tired of this demon smirking and laughing as he lies and gaslights them, as he pretends to care when he clearly doesn't. You can see it on his face. And watch how indignant he is that they dare call him out for it.
Are you aware of the Lancet group report? It's a medical magazine, British medical magazine, that estimated the deaths as a result of the war in Gaza to be 186,000.
I've seen the report, and I will just say whatever the number of civilians that have actually died as a result of this conflict, we know that it's far too many.
It's far too many. I know that lots of children are being killed. Like, I know, thousands. It's way too many. It's so horrible all the children being killed. I hate it. I'm so sad about it.
Concerned that the figures could be far more staggering than what we've seen published by, let's say, the Ministry of Health in Gaza.
The death toll could very well be more. We know there are potentially people who are under rubble who have not been counted. But it goes to the point I was making. Whatever the number is, the reported number already is far too high. The reported number already is unacceptable, the number of civilian deaths. So, of course, something higher than that would just be further tragedy.
It would be so terrible. It's like, there's already so many dead kids. If it was even more, it'd be so bad. I can hardly stand how awful it is.
But we long ago passed the stage where this has been a horrific human tragedy for some time.
You're smirking as you say that.
Go ahead with it.
You are smirking as you say that. Are you aware?
I'm not even going to entertain that.
I'll let you finish.
I'm not even going to entertain that. Saeed, go ahead with it.
Yeah, you're smirking.
It's ridiculous.
I wanted to ask you about this.
It's ridiculous. Who are you going to believe? Your own eyes or me? Your own lion eyes or my gaslighting? Yeah, we see it. You're fucking smirking. Just, God, they're so evil, folks. You don't have to wait for Trump. Biden administration, evil as fuck. I don't care how many subscribers I lose, whatever. I'll go work at Walmart. I ain't gonna lie about it. I ain't gonna pretend like these evil sacks of shit aren't evil sacks of shit. I can't do it. I can't fucking do it. If you want to be lied to, there are plenty of shows out there that'll fucking lie to you. Go watch David Pakman. I don't give a fuck. Go watch Destiny. Lots of motherfuckers gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna do it. I won't do it. I can't do it. Fuck you. Meanwhile, folks, you get brilliant Zionist takes like this one. The IDF is not a professional army, then why do they keep calling themselves the most moral army in the world? It's mostly a bunch of kids straight out of high school. Of course they're goofy. Of course they post cringe. They're teens thrust into an insane situation. Think of yourself at that age and don't judge them too harshly for their stupid crap. I mean, yeah, who hasn't committed a few war crimes when they were young? Who hasn't been young and dumb and a fucking psychopath that loves to murder children? We've all been there, right? No, we haven't. I had recruiters come to my fucking job when I was working that $5 job, $25 job at the hardware store trying to recruit me, and I said, fuck no. I will not be part of your war machine. There's nothing you can offer me. No, we haven't all fucking done that. No, we aren't goddamn psychopathic murderers. No, we wouldn't be a part of any of this kind of terroristic evil. Yes, I know they're awkward children. They are psychopaths who joined the murder corps to belong to fucking something, but that doesn't give them a fucking pass. It makes me want to condemn them even fucking more, you goddamn buffoon. But meanwhile, folks, here's the good guys. You've seen how they treated the hostages when they released them on the Hamas side. They took them shopping. They let them have their dogs. They had protectors. They lived in the houses with rich people. Here's how Israel treats the people they kidnap, folks. Look at the difference. They killed me, he is saying. They put me in a bag. A black bag. He thinks he's dead. I've been martyred, right? No, you haven't. You're alive still. Dude literally thinks he's dead. This is what happens when Israel kidnaps you, when they black bag you and take you out the streets, and they take you to their torture centers, folks. The most evil regime on the planet. I dare you to find an even more evil Muslim regime than this. I dare you to find anybody more evil than these people. They literally believe they have a mandate from God to torture, murder, and kill anybody they want to. And we are all their enemies. They hate us, folks. And the feeling's fucking mutual, Zionist. Right back at you. I'll fucking resist. With my dying fucking breath, I'll goddamn resist you. And I'm not the only one. Keep putting your boot on our neck. Keep grinding. We're all Palestinians now. Meanwhile, here's the president of the World Jewish Congress. They're calling for us Americans, everybody in the Western world, anybody that speaks out against the terrorist Zionist government of Israel. They're calling for us all to be imprisoned. They're calling for the United States, for Germany, for everybody to take our free speech away from us and put us in prison because we are daring to speak out against the God-man. Here they are, folks.
All world leaders, all politicians must lead in this effort. Words are not enough. Political speeches are not enough. Laws must be passed, severe, tough, real laws that will put these hate mongers away in prison for a long time.
That's right, folks. They're calling for peaceful protesters, anybody that stands up against them, anybody that calls them out of their terrorism. This woman gonna have us all put in prison because Joe Biden works for this woman. Because if Donald Trump gets back in there, he will work for this woman. Because all of our politicians work for this fucking woman. This woman who's already half fucking dead. In order to imprison us because we don't want her to murder children, folks. That's where we're at in this goddamn society. Get your purge mask ready. It's fucking coming, folks. I don't want it. But I can fucking see it. Meanwhile, Blue MAGA messaging me every day. Why aren't you talking about the pier that Joe Biden built for aid, Dusty? Why are you shitting on Joe Biden when he's trying to help all the people he's bombing? Why aren't you talking about it, Dusty? Well, here you go. $230 million U.S. Gaza aid pier to be permanently dismantled after only operating for 21 days. Where are you at, Blue MAGA? I covered it every step of the way, motherfuckers. Where are you at? You crickets and shit. Goddamn shills. Meanwhile, nobody more shameless than fucking Zionists, folks. Here's Piers Morgan just going to ask him a straight up question. Why won't you let Journalists go into Gaza. Why won't you let them go report on what's being done there? Why are you killing them? Why don't you let the free press report on what's happening? Why? First words out of this guy's mouth when he's asked this question, the Holocaust. The Holocaust denial, of course. Nothing to do with it, folks. But this is how shameless they are.
My question for you, Rabbi Fleisch, would be, why doesn't Israel let the journalists in? Let them go and do their jobs.
Pierce, Holocaust denial is a famous form of anti-Semitism.
Oh, God.
And
but that's
right
not my
now,
question.
Stupid.
No, hold on. I'll get to it.
I've not heard anyone denying the Holocaust on this conversation.
Well, I'm saying that there is a type of action out there, a type of anti-Semitism that is classic, that comes in the form of denial of atrocities, and we're having the same thing right now.
Exactly right. You're denying the atrocities you're committing against the Palestinian people, which is exactly why you are not letting the reporters go in and report on it. Every accusation is a confession.
Now, you want reporters to go in. It's a war zone. Reporters slow down the fighting.
Correspondents.
And we're trying to fight back.
There are reporters who go into every war zone in the world. I don't think it's down to Israel to decide whether it's dangerous or not for war correspondents.
I think Jonathan is probably more.
But it is to them. Israel decides everything. They are our gods. And we must do whatever they say and be good little slaves, or else they're going to pass laws to put us in prison, y'all. And our government going to follow right along with it. They're already doing it, folks. Meanwhile, you're not allowed to say from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. X, Twitter, Elon Musk says that's against the rules. But it's perfectly fine to go on Twitter and say flatten everything, spare no school, no children's hospital, no old age home, delete their entire gene pool off the face of the earth. Totally fucking fine. Because Zionists rule us. Elon Musk doesn't even need the money, but he still sold out to the Zionists, folks. Meanwhile, the heroes at Code Pink confronted Ben Shapiro when he was in Congress. And, of course, all he can do is be a weasel piece of shit. This is the guy that's real worried about facts and feelings. The first thing he comes back with is a straw man that if you care about the murdered children in Palestine, if you care about genocide, if you care about ethnic cleansing, you are a supporter of Hamas. That's all they can fucking say is gaslighting right to your face because they have no answers. They have no logic. They have no reason. They have no facts. They can debate. All they can do is gaslight right in your fucking face.
How does it feel for you to poison the American public and what you've been perpetuating? Racism, white supremacy, and the genocide that is being carried out on the Palestinian people.
How does it feel to stand for Hamas? Does that feel good to you? Do you feel good standing in solidarity with a terrorist group that has murdered 1,200
I feel very good
Jews
standing
and
in
keeps
solidarity
people
with Palestinian people who have been murdered by Israel, by U.S. paid tax dollars and bonds, and you have continued to spew hate.
Hamas cannot start war on behalf of its citizens and then shoot its own
thing.
citizens, and you stand for it. Makes you a disgrace
The
to
people
human
in
dignity and
Palestine
human
have been
rights.
occupied for 75 years.
Complete fucking shameless.
Oh, you don't want children to be murdered? You're for Hamas then. What about the 1,200 people that got killed, okay? 1,200 people got killed. Sure, Israel might have killed 186,000, but what about those 1,200 people? Okay. Just good goddamn. Dude makes millions a fucking year, folks. I'm about to lose my fucking mind. Meanwhile, quit flying Delta Airlines immediately. Boycott these sacks of shit. So 2 different employees expressing their free speech rights. All they have these little bitty pins, these tiny little pins you can barely even fucking see that have the Palestinian flag. And the Zionists, the right-wing dickheads trying to get them fired over it because they can bitch about cancel culture every day, but they fucking love it. I like Teslas, of course. It's a fucking Elon Musk shill. Since 2001, we take our shoes off in every airport because a terrorist attack in U.S. soil. Now imagine getting into a Delta flight and seeing workers with Hamas badges in the air. What do you do? Hamas badges. It's literally just a Palestine pin.
And then Delta responds, I hear you, as I'd be terrified as well. Apparently the official Delta account, terrified that anybody would want to stop the ethnic cleansing in Palestine, which is 100% support of genocide. Delta, the airline of genociders. Our employees reflect our culture, and we do not take it lightly when our policy is not being followed. They would have zero problem with the genociders wearing the Israeli flag pin. They would never say anything about the actual people murdering children. But if you don't want children murdered, you're a terrorist in our country right now. So they deleted this, the cowardly Saxon shit at Delta, and then they put this one up. Nothing to worry about. This is being investigated already, particularly the involved parties. So don't worry, we're going to fire these people for not wanting children to be murdered. Please continue flying with us. Oh, fuck no, I won't, Delta. Never flying with your shitty ass company again. And yeah, they deleted it, like I said, folks. As Kurt Cobain says, freaking flyer here, and I would never give you a single penny ever. None of us will. Every dollar you spend is a vote, folks. Vote well. And that is my Free Palestine section for tonight. Yep, categories. Have you guys seen Panda yet? I haven't been paying attention, but she's around. Panda Bear! Panda Bear! I got some treats here for you, Panda Bear. You want to come get them? Panda Bear! Panda! Meow! Panda! Come on, baby. Come show everybody how pretty you are. Nobody ever gets to see you. So Panda hates cats, and so she doesn't come around other cats. That's why you never see her. But all the other cats are out of here. Panda Bear! Come on, come on. All right, fine, bitch. Don't help me out. Whatever. One job. Fuck everything about you then, Panda. Oh, there she is, Miss Panda Bear. This is my first rescue. This is the first one I ever picked. I went to the rescue and I said, who's been here the longest? And Panda Bear, even though she looks like a kitten, she'd been there the longest. And I loved her coloring. So she was my first rescue ever. And she thinks she's a people. She cannot stand other cats, but she loves humans. She's a human like the rest of us. You like these treats, baby? You don't like them? You don't like them? All right, well, whatever. And, all right, folks, move right along. Get your super chats in. It's time for some Trash World. I don't have the song, so I'll just go, Trash World! La, 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 da. And first up, on tonight's Trash World. Boom. Fucking Richard Dawkins, goddammit! Such a disappointment, Richard Dawkins. Dude taught me evolution. They didn't teach me evolution in my schools, my Mississippi education. I had to learn from Richard Dawkins when I was an adult. I watched him teach children about evolution, and I learned it that way. And he taught me memes. He coined the term memes. Loves me some Richard Dawkins, but hey, never have heroes, folks. Now he is sucking Elon Musk's dick, because of course he is. Arthur C. Clarke's third law happening in real time. What a privilege to be alive today. Thank you, Elon Musk. Oh, God damn it. Go towards the light already. Quit being a disappointment for fucking once in your life, Richard Dawkins. Because, yes, this is the kind of thing you're supporting, Richard Dawkins. Libs of TikTok literally works for Elon Musk. He literally pays them to engagement farm, to post hatred against minorities, against gay people, against trans people. Here they are cheering for violence. This woman posted, just got put in a headlock and thrown to the ground by my grandpa, all because I asked to be called they, them. To which Chaya Ratbitch of Libs of TikTok's post, based grandpa, based. That's a good thing. It's awesome your grandpa assaulted you. This kind of behavior should be encouraged. And Elon Musk pays this woman's salary, Richard Dawkins. Maybe sit it out forever, Grandpa. Maybe turn the internet off for fucking ever. Maybe pull the plug. I don't know if you're hooked up to anything. Pull it anyway. At least pull the plug on the internet. Shut the fuck up. Meanwhile, speaking of grandpas who should pull the plug, this dude just being 100% racist on Maine and not giving a shit. And this just shows you what a trash country is. if you're from another country and you wanted something to encapsulate perfectly how trash America is.
How do black people misbehave?
They do crime, they beat up everybody, do traffic violation. They are lazy, just collecting money from the government, don't take care of their children. They have good singing well and playing sport well.
What makes them lazy?
In Africa, you don't have to do much.
This is not lazy and I'm lazy.
Right.
Okay, so this is lazy skin.
Yes.
You know I'm a white woman.
No, you're not right. You have the lips of black people, everything black.
Oh, what's black about me? What's my lips are black? How about my eyes and my forehead? And listen, I have white woman hair. Look.
My head has such hair. It's difficult to get control of it. She many times wear a wig.
Do you like when black people wear wigs?
They have no choice. I'm all the time with black people. I have at home. I have my head.
And she's lazy.
Yes.
Have you told her that she's black and lazy?
Why I should tell her? She knows.
Is my ass like a black woman?
Yes.
So you use the word
using on me. They're calling me when I'm calling them back they get upset.
Do they look like criminals to you?
In their free time.
He's racist?
She labeled me.
My dad's white. Okay, so he's half white. What do you think about that?
Still look black, the hair and color. You need a couple more generations.
To take out the blackness, to take it out, right?
Yes, if you want. You need Jesus, my guy. Jesus was Jewish.
Jesus was Jewish.
Yep, straight up Nazi. That's German, but that is America. All the trash floats over to this country sooner or later. And speaking of racist, you guys hear about Hulk Hogan firing his beer ambassador because she was black? Now, I don't know if this is true, but that's what it says. It says Hulk Hogan is accused of firing a brand ambassador for his Real American Beer Company. Remember, that's the one where it's non-woke beer for God and country. Apparently, he hired some model sight unseen, and she showed up and she was black, and he was all, hell no, this beer was supposed to represent America, not that America. According to TikTok's post shared by influencer Essence Janae, she was hired as a brand ambassador for Hogan's new beer brand on a 1-week contract. This included appearances at parties and various promotional events. After one day, however, Janae claims she was fired after meeting with the former wrestler in person for the first time, implying she was hired through a booking agency. At Hulk Hogan, thanks for making it clear that you don't work with black brand ambassadors. Essence captioned her first TikTok where she was shared images from the first in-store event alongside Hogan. She doubled down with her comment with the clip that read, POV, Hulk Hogan paid you to be a brand ambassador and canceled your contract the next day because he realized you were a black brand ambassador. And here's the... What? Yep. Drinking while black. Anyway, he says he didn't do it because she was black. He just wanted to cancel all the different appearances for the rest of the week for some unspecified reason. I don't know, but blackity black. That's my guess. And then, yeah, Hogan 2024, definitely. He's going to rule with an iron fist, he already said. And then, speaking of people that think they're black, Bhad Bhabie got Bheaten by her boyfriend. She posted this video herself of her boyfriend beating her up. And let's see. Oh, yeah, that's okay. He knocked her down. He grabbed her hair, slammed her on the ground. Yeah, seems like a Bhad guy. Maybe you shouldn't be around him anymore, Bhad Barbie. And then here he is abusing her, throwing her around. And she wrote, this man think he gonna take my daughter from me. Say whatever you want, but trying to take my baby is crazy. So if there's one thing I know about Bhad Barbie, yeah, there's her eye. She got beat the shit up. It's how smart and intelligent she is. So obviously she's gonna get away from that guy immediately. What's that? She immediately went back to him? Yeah, of course she did. Bhad Bhabie says she's staying with her boyfriend after showing videos and photos of him abusing her. She posted 4 hours later, I love that man more than I love myself. Well, good, because he's probably going to kill you. So, and it's honestly really sad. You're right about that. It is really sad. But unfortunately, this is real life. I know the easy way out is to leave. Apparently not that easy. And that's better said than done. It's not. You can just do it. But this doesn't happen this extreme often, but I love him. But LV definitely has a problem. He's going to get the help he needs. I'll be fine, folks. He's going to get all the help. He's so sorry, y'all. He's really sorry this time. It's never going to happen again. Right now, there's no room for mistakes, and he knows that. He knows he's fucked up, folks. He's going to be better in the future, trust me. Whoever says they are there for me but will be supportive of me no matter what I choose to do, y'all know I give a motherfucker hell, but there's no excuse for that at all whatsoever, except you're making an excuse. He's going to be fine. You're not leaving him, so yeah, sort of an excuse. My point in sharing this wasn't to attack him. Yes, it was. It was for him to see what he does is wrong and to take accountability and make a real change. But this is what happens all the time. Women who are abused almost always go back to their abusers. That's what happened to my sister. She kept going back to her husband over and over and over again. And people were like, why don't you go beat the shit out of him? Why don't you go talk shit about him? Because she's going to get back with him. And then she is going to be angry at me. She's going to be madder at me for trying to confront him or talking shit about him than she is at him for beating her. And that's exactly what happened. So eventually she did get sick of it. I think he's still in jail. Hopefully she will stay away from that motherfucker. Meanwhile, did you guys see this drive-by nutting in this trash goddamn country in which we live? I guess this was at a local Dollar General.
Look, he fucking nutted on my fucking leg. You go to hell, bitch. Oh my God. He nutted on my leg. He nutted on my leg.
Yeah, that's how you end up on the sex offenders registered list. So good luck. Got him on video. I'm sure there's cameras all over the place in there. Not the best, America. And yeah, I know it's gross. Meanwhile, this went super viral on the Reddits. I feel the need to explain something to the generation that does not remember or never saw a world where one person with a high school education could support a family of 5 comfortably. This was real for millions of U.S. families. It was normal. It was stolen from you, and it abso-fucking-lutely was stolen from you. In lots of different ways. One of the main ways was inflation. They print dollars out of thin air, which lowers the value of the money that you have in your bank account. So poor people have more of their wealth in dollar bills. They're living paycheck to paycheck. They have to keep their money in the bank. Unlike wealthy people who have more of their wealth in stocks, bonds, bitcoins, real estate. So when they print money out of thin air, it lowers the value of your money in the bank. And then they give that money that they took from your bank account and they give it to the rich. They give it to the 1%. They inflate their stock prices. They literally steal it out from under you. And they've been doing this for years and fucking years and fucking years. That's only one example of how they rob you, and they do it every generation. They put their boot on our throats. They press. They grind us into dust. They grind us. They grind us. They grind us. And eventually they're going to push too fucking far. I don't know if it's going to be this week, next month, next year, but eventually I fucking feel it, folks. I got my ear to the train tracks, and I hear that motherfucker coming. Keep it up, rich folks. There's only so much we can take. There's only so much we will take. And last but not least on Trash World, this from the fuck around and find out files. This brain genius decides to throw a cup full of urine into a crowd. Let's see how that goes for him. Yeah. Bad life decisions. I would make sure I can't say it. Never mind. Everybody be nice to each other out there. Definitely don't knock anybody's teeth down their throat. Don't do that. That would be horrible if the guy had to go get complete dental reconstruction. That would be awful. Do not do that. And all right, organized Dusty. Yeah, I got my Purge mask. I've organized the best way I can. I spent all my time trying to put out the best show in the world, put the spotlight on all this fucking shit. I don't know how to put any more work in that I'm goddamn doing, to be honest with you. Seems like people want more from me, more and more and more from me. I don't know what the fuck else to do. Literally, when I turn the camera off, I start working on the next show. I work on it till I go to sleep, and then when I wake up, I start again, work on it till I go to sleep. That's all I fucking do. I don't know how to do anymore, folks. And all right, folks, last chance to get your super chats in. This is the last section of the night. So if you've enjoyed the show, if you want to reward me, and we're about to do overtime, if you want to reward me for overtime, last chance to get your super chats in. But for now, let's finish it off with some Beyond Parody. Beyond Parody. And has there ever been a sadder sack of shit than Godside? So you guys know who Godside is? He is this wannabe loser who is a college professor who wanted to jump on the bandwagon back when Brett Weinstein and Jordan Peterson were trying to be all controversial and edgy. And so college students no longer wanted to be part of their courses. They lied about marginalized people, which caused racists and white supremacists to come to their campuses. And the students, unsurprisingly, stood up against them. And so they used that as an excuse to claim that they were victims. And nothing the right loves more than supporting people who claim they were victims. Well, Godside is one of these professors that wanted to get in on that grift. It's the grift that keeps on giving. So all he has done ever since those days is try to pander to the right-wing incels who love their victim complexes by being as controversial as he can, by doing nothing but being transphobic, homophobic, bigoted over and over and over again to try to get attention, because no one has ever been such a lonely, pathetic loser as Godside. Here's like an example, just a quick example of the type of guy we're dealing with. This guy's literally a professor, y'all.
Hi, everybody. This is Godside. I wanted to wish everyone a...
No one has ever been this much of a fucking loser.
Look what I got.
Trying so hard.
Look what I got. I am transphobic because when I got married, I chose a woman based on her genitalia status, when I now know that women could have vaginas.
Just good God. This dude's kids, grandkids clearly don't love him. He needs attention more than anybody's ever fucking needed. Well, anyway, he's crying now because all these students canceled his class. He's playing the victim. I got 21,000 likes because, like I said, there's nothing they like more than playing the victim and pretending like there's some kind of conspiracy against them because everybody fucking hates them. Godsad says, I was teaching an MSc PhD course 2 years ago that had a large number of enrolled students. As soon as the semester started, all but one of the students dropped out, and I had yet to teach a single lecture that semester. Hence, it is rather suspicious that all students would drop on the same day. Yeah, everybody fucking hates you. You're an embarrassment. Nobody wants to be associated with you. You're a loser. Hence, it is rather suspicious that all students would drop on the same day. My course was canceled, and this was the first time in 30 years that I had a course canceled. Well, you think you would take the hint, but nope. The university is now obliging me to make up that course next summer. That's right, no free lunches, motherfucker. Pull yourself by the bootstraps. It's never happened before in 30 years. I recently found out that my undergraduate course on the consuming instinct is likely to be canceled both semesters in the upcoming year. I've taught that course successfully for many years. I've now been asked to teach courses that are completely outside my areas of interest, expertise for the first time in 30 plus years. This will require me to prepare these courses from scratch as though I were a seasonal lecturer. Or is it successional lecturer? I've been an award-winning professor, but apparently I'm no longer able to fill up a class. It's getting tough. You think you might stop being a complete fucking embarrassment for 5 minutes, but you're not going to do that because you're too addicted to the attention you fucking get. It's way more important to you than actually teaching kids and being respected by the students. So instead, you're just going to keep doing the same lame bullshit you're doing, be cringy as fuck, and then play the victim when nobody wants to be associated with you. And yes, I expect the haters will now weigh in with, but you are a genocidal Jew, so it makes sense that this has happened to you. But hey, maybe there is another reason all the students are bailing out. Let's check out your ratings from ratemyprofessor.com, and let's see if we can find a clue about why all these students canceled your classes. Talks about sex all the time. Made me really uncomfortable. I do not want to hear about that from a professor. I honestly don't know what he teaches. He keeps rambling on about how he's one of God's chosen people. His whole mantra is showing his class his tweets on the screen like he's some sort of charismatic charlatan. Weirdly obsessed with talking about his own ability to produce children. Made several derogatory comments not only about minorities as a whole, but students in his lecture that belong to those groups, all in coded speech to aid in his guise of plausible deniability. So, it's a mystery, God said. But of course, they're conservatives, so they are incapable of taking responsibility for anything. Everything is somebody else's fault. Everybody else is always to fucking blame for the fact that they're complete fucking weirdos. Meanwhile, beyond parody section, God, they're so stupid. Jimmy McVeigh says, call me unambitious, but I have zero desire for riches. I only want to wake up without an alarm, surf a little, meditate midday, train whatever I want, sip wine, and eat well with good friends. As long as I have the money for that, I'm good. Yeah. Hey, I don't want to be rich. I just want to live on a white sand beach and not have to work and have all the best foods and be able to surf all day and hang out and work out with hot chicks. I don't care anything about money, but if I could get like a beachfront property and not have to have a job to do it, that would be great. Yo, just good God, what's wrong with you? Do we think people live like this without having a lot of money? Yes, this fucking moron does. So out of touch. Oh, meanwhile, Scott's out again. Let's move on. Oh, yeah! Who loves the good liars? You love the good liars. You love the good liars. And especially me. Go subscribe to the Good Liars. Anyway, you know how conservatives are always real worried that everybody's divided? Yeah! Conservatives hate that people are so divided. Don't they?
What's the shirt mean?
Oh, they suck. They're the worst. They're the problem with this country.
What can we do to bridge the divide in the country?
Bridge the divide in the country?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Close the borders.
Oh.
Yeah.
With the divide between Americans, what can we do to bridge the divide between Americans?
There's literally nothing going on in this man's brain. The hamster completely fucking dead on the wheel. That's why he has to wear that Save America hat to cover it up. They're the dumbest people alive. Literally can't think of anything.
I don't know. You want to help me out here?
Probably talk to each other more. Listen to each other.
Less name calling?
Yeah, I'd say so.
And the shirt says?
Liberals suck.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Less name calling. We have to be nicer to each other, but liberals should die. I hope they get the rope. But they're so divisive, those liberals. Just good God. And then, best comeback you'll see all week. The quartering, mad about, I guess, the latest French election, says, France will see a 500% increase in rapes between 2023 and 2025. Mark my words, bookmark it, save it. To which Joe Casabalan says, are you going to move to France or something? Oh, snap. Got him. Place water directly on that burn. That sounds like more of a threat, the quartering. Stay out of France. And then everybody making fun of Mr. Beast this week. Mr. Beast showing he has the politics of a 9-year-old. What brainless, mindless horseshit. So here's what Mr. Beast says. If I were president, I wouldn't care about party lines. I just always truly make the American people my number one priority. For problems I'm ignorant in, all of them, I'd have experts from the left and the right advise me on them and try to find the middle ground that's best for America. Yeah, the middle. Centrism. That's working out great. And hey, both sides are equal, aren't they? Yeah, one side wants trans people to be able to live and the other people want to kill them. Equal. They're the same. wouldn't be viable. Don't care about doing things just because my party says I should. And I would focus on uniting the country instead of dividing it. Anyways, we can pick this up in 15 years when I'm old enough to run. Ha ha ha. God, you're an idiot. Just fucking childish nonsense. And yeah, Cody Johnson. What's up, Cody? If I were president, I would simply do what's best for everybody without making anybody mad. Yeah, I don't have to say what my policies would be. As if by magic, I would just do everything perfectly and everybody would be happy and we live in a utopia and sing Kumbaya together. Vote for me. No thanks. Hard pass on that one. And one more, folks. Going to end the show on this one. Another amazing comeback. The Hodge twins, you know, they're the meathead right-wing shills, the tokens who stump for every Trump position, MAGA all day long. They're like, our founding fathers didn't fight and die for us to let some commie fags rig and steal our election. To which Ryan Sheed responds, our founding fathers would have whipped you both and told you to get back to work. And hell yeah, they would have. Most of them were slave owners. Might want to look into it, Hodge twins. You fucking dipshits. Of course, they don't actually care about any of this. They just wanted to say commie fags because they're so edgy, because that's how they make all their money, appealing to the worst among us, the 12-year-old morons. Once again, apply water directly to that burn. Hell yeah. And all right, folks, that's my fucking show. We did it. Got to read the super chats, but if you bail out, please hit the like button before you go. Please go join my Patreon. Do not let the show die, folks. You're going to be so sad if the show dies. Don't let that happen. Go sign up for my Patreon. Link in the description of this video. Help me, please. But tonight's after party, from here all the way down to here, folks. Don't want to miss it. If you got a ticket, show up. If you don't have a ticket, get yourself a ticket. Become a Dust Buddy or a patron. And hang out with me tonight after party. The real show's about to begin. The Straight Shooter $5. I thought Twitter was a free speech platform. No, you didn't. You knew better when the world's richest man took it over. That was all bullshit. Coach James, whoop, whoop. Give you a big hook. Coach James, love you. BBC 10 socialisms, hell yeah. 10 of you just got a ticket. If you got one, show up tonight after party and give BBC your love. Love the mask. Maybe spray paint the anarchy sign on it. Shh. It's already so perfect the way it is, though. Maybe, though. Good suggestion, Ivy. Appreciate you. I was going to maybe draw like a sewed up lips on it or something. More like the real Purge mask. We'll see. I got me some makeup, too, to put like around my eye area. Some red, white, and blue to cover up the eye holes. I'm not sure if I'll actually go that far with it or not. Love you, Mad Hatter. Appreciate you. Great show. I think I read that. Anita. All right. I think that's all of them. How did we do tonight? I did a little better tonight. All right, cool. Hey, thanks everybody supporting me tonight. I appreciate you. I'll be back on Friday for another episode of the world's finest human program. So get your Purge mask ready. We riot on Friday. I love the shit out of you guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. I will see you soon. And as always, till next time, Logic. I guess since there's no kiddie party tonight, I'm just going to play Talking Points again.
All right, so I wrote this song.
Shut up, Dusty.
While I think about it, anger makes me. Like when we have peace brought you.
Folks, do something fun tomorrow. Think about me. Have a good Thursday. I'll be out of town all day tomorrow. I'll be back. See you guys on Friday. Love the shit out of you. Good night, everybody. Logic. Fuck yes.
Just can't face this, everyone seems so blind. I call them all racist because it just can't face this. Every child's been left behind. All the rights are treaded on, all the rights can soon be gone. Civil rights just don't belong, treated like some political pawns. Don't pretend that it is all fine, cause you made up on the unemployed line. Why your job gets reassigned to some Malaysian kid who's just pushing 9. I'm a man of many talents, so let me break it down off fair and balance. I'll hop on the roof right off the strong and I'm busting out my talking points.
First they plan and then they lied about the W&Ds. Then they drop off your dads and moms and many more Iraqis. Then they vacationed as the nation's children went off to war. How many more of our kids must die for a barrel of oil? 100 billion spent to kill them. Meanwhile millions are still left here jobless while they rob our lost civil rights as well. It's time to move on and improve on the red, white, and the blue. I'll keep it 50. Are you with me? These talking points are true. It's not too late.
Yes. Right at the buzzer. You rock, Eric. Thank you.
I know that at least those one who stood for peace. And I know that on that day, when I finally have my say, the world will hear me. Cause I'm gonna shout it. Gonna tell my mother. Gonna tell my brother. If we love each other, we can make a change. Gonna tell my mother. Gonna tell my brother. If we love each other, we can make a change. First they plan and then they lied about the WMDs. Then they drop off your dads and moms and many more Iraqis. Then they vacationed as the nation's children went off to war. How many more of our kids must die for a barrel of oil? 100 billion spent to kill them. Meanwhile, millions are still left here jobless while they rob our lost civil rights as well. It's time to move on and improve on the red, white, and the blue. I'll keep it 50. Are you with me? These talking points are true. Spin the words like a top. I call them a lie cause it just never ties. Spewing their propaganda and I stop. Every day it's a single song. We're the right and you're the wrong, but never fear. We will fight on. We'll keep speaking truth until you're gone. In the end, one thing is true. We're the ones looking out for you. I hope we'll the roof right off the storm cause I'm busting out my talking. When it's time to judge my soul, when it's time to pay that toll, I know that at least there was one who stood for peace. And I know that on that day, when I finally have my say, the world will hear me. Cause I'm gonna shout it, gonna tell my mother, gonna tell my brother, if we love each other, we can make a change. Gonna tell my mother, gonna tell my brother, if we love each other, we can make a change. Gonna tell my mother, gonna tell my brother, if we love each other, we can make a change. Gonna tell my mother, gonna tell my brother, if we love each other, we can make a change.
Switch over now.
Fuck yeah, that was Talking Points by Dusty Smith. Back in the fucking early